As you guys all, as this monstrosity cleans up his fingers after eating pizza, and you all get your gear out ready to fight, it starts to lurch toward you. But Jiri is the first to move. So Jiri, you can kick us off.
Alrighty, I will I'm kind of at a diagonal at it, and I can see it through like this room, right?
That wall is like a half height wall. That area is like functioning like a bar.
Okay, I'm going to blast it with my super soaker. I'm going to say hydro pump, and I'm going to point the decanter at it.
All right, hydro pump. Is that a strength save from it?
Sorry, I gotta find the item now. Where is it?
Worries.
No, I can't find my item.
Inventory.
It is a strength save, yes.
Are you winding it or watering it?
Water.
I am geysering it.
It rolls pretty poorly, not expecting a geyser of water in its face. What happens?
It takes 1d4 bludgeoning damage and falls prone.
Hi.
That's mainly what I wanted to do. I wanted to knock it over. And it takes 1 damage.
It does fall prone, though. As soon as it's like rearing up toward you, you blast it in its upper torso with water and knock it on its side as it kind of scrambles to try and right itself.
And I'm just going to kind of like hide behind Telperion a little bit. Just like putting him in front of it.
Perfect.
No matter what's in your mind on that one?
No. Get it, Telperion.
Telperion actually says that.
Does that complete Jiri's turn?
Yep, that's all I'm going to do.
All right. As you successfully knock it down, it reacts quicker than you expect as it now on its turn scrambles up to its feet using half its movement and is going to partially climb its way over this half wall toward Telperion and makes an attack from this distance, actually. Reaches out one of its pincers.
My shield's out.
21 to hit. So you take 8 bludgeoning damage, and with surprising strength, this thing grasps its vice-like grip around you, and you are considered grappled immediately. Then with its bonus action, it brings you in closer to its mouth and is going to, let me make sure that one still does have reach. Yeah, it's any creature that has grappled. So it lurches its tentacles towards you from its mouth, and they sink in across your face and neck, and you feel small barbs pierce your throat. Please make a DC 13 Constitution saving throw.
This is a lot. 18.
You feel some sort of venom soak into your system, and your arms start to lock up, but you push past it and get into a more limber situation. But with its other hand, it is going to try and pincer you again for the same. So with its other claw, it gashes into you and does an additional 10 bludgeoning damage.
I'm going to shield that.
Okay. With your reaction?
Yeah. 6 plus 3 or 2, so block 8 of that damage.
You block 8, so 8 damage, then 2 damage from the 2 attacks that just hit you.
So I don't even think, because I'm grappled, so I just wince, and I think like a little blue-white shield of energy pops around me and slows the pincer as it goes through my neck.
Perfect. And it does so, and it like tries to claw at you, but only like the tips of its pincer claws dig into your skin. Where otherwise would have been a very serious injury. But Telperion, it is now your turn.
I took 12 damage.
10 total. Yeah.
Okay. My turn. I'm going to, with my...
And it's got you grasp around the abdomen, and your hands are free. So you can still do what you want. You're not restrained, you are just grappled.
I guess I'm just gonna swing my sword down on its. Fuck it! I'm gonna buck my shield and then with two hands use my long sword and swing on its
when you say
leg.
When you say buck your shield, are you trying to unstrap and remove your shield?
Yeah, can I drop that? I thought
it takes a full action to don or doff a shield.
Oh, I didn't know it was to take it off. Okay, then
it's very sure. It's just tightly strapped to your arm, so it takes a little bit of finagling. But you can absolutely strike out with your longsword. You said.
Yeah. So that's
perfect. Roll to attack.
Nat 20.
Beautiful.
Okay. Well, obviously throw a psionic strike onto that. So
that's 2d8 and then 2d6 plus your modifiers.
Yeah, so it'll be +5. All right, so I'll roll the 2d8s first.
Roll everything at once.
Okay.
I'll do the math.
There's a 6 and an 8. 8 plus 6 is 14. 14 plus 4 is 18. 19. 19 plus 5. 24 damage total.
Fuck, that's a big hit.
I want to double check. Yeah, because I rolled 8, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Yeah.
Where do you strike it?
So I'm taking my sword and I'm slashing down on the pincer that's like holding me. And as I do that, I think there's just like a little fireworky boom of just like psionic energy on the impact. And it does 24 damage total.
Perfect. It rears back in pain, almost dropping you as you cut deeply into its crustacean-like arm.
And I guess I'll use my bonus action to try to pull the bulk of it towards me.
Okay.
So it makes a
strength save. Yep. My bad.
Saves.
Which it resists. It kind of keeps you at bay by pushing itself back. And Toby Rama, it is your turn.
Okay. So, having undone the latch on it, I'm going to swing the door open. Roulette, get in here now! And then I'm going to turn around. Boom. To there. And I'm going to cast Ray of Enfeeblement on the monster.
Very cool. What do I need to do? Oh, is that it's a ray attack, so it's a spell attack roll.
Fuck.
You are frustrated to see that although your aim is true, it just bounces off the tough carapace of this thing, not taking root in its form.
Okay. That's all I got.
That was, in fact, a 6 plus 5. Yeah. Okay. If that does it for Toby, it is Roulette's turn.
I guess first. No, I'm just gonna start writing. Arrow. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, action dash, 35, 40. From here, can I see, is there a ceiling?
There's line of sight, but it's occluded a bit by some of the doorways and people and half-height walls. So I would say in this moment it has 3/4 cover.
Is there a ceiling above that thing?
There is, yes.
Yeah.
Only in the ceilings in here are only less than 10 feet high. So
okay.
8 or 9 foot ceiling.
As I was running in the house, I would have bonus action shouted, Alfie, get inside! Sure. From Alfie's perspective, is there a back door?
There is not. You guys confirmed there were no additional doors at this place, only windows.
There is a window on the back?
There are windows on the back. The nearest one to him would be this one. So if he interprets your command of get inside as take the shortest route possible, that's possible.
He wants a wand through the missile through the window so bad.
I'm gonna have Alfie go 5, 10, 15. How high is the window?
It's probably a 4-foot high base, and the windows are boarded shut and locked. So he may need to bust his way through that, but he could scamper his way in should that window be open.
Can I say that an attack roll against the thing is included in, hey, get in here as quickly as possible?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. He's going to make a force empowered rend. It is plus my spell attack modifier, which is 3. Where's the d20? Get over here. Jesus. D20 plus.
Absolutely still hits.
Sweet.
Let's see how much damage you do.
1d8 plus 2.
What was that D20 roll for? Oh, jeez.
To hit the window.
That was I'll sorry. That
How
was
does Alfie? Yeah, sorry.
going up on his hind legs and just going
Okay. Yeah.
against the window.
Yeah. So I was going to ask you, how does Alfie burst this window open? Because he does enough damage to break the mechanism holding him, and they swing inward. So is it just he like literally pokes them, and they just like?
Yeah, I imagine
Stronger
that
than
like,
you
he pokes and keeps his legs there and like up on the windowsill, and he's just gonna stay there. Like his head's peeking in too, so you can kind of see him, but he's just kind of.
How much movement does Alfie have? He may be able to continue moving in if he has.
He could, yeah. So he has 40 feet of movement. He could get in, but I don't want him in. He's gonna stop right there. He's technically in, so he would have stopped.
Okay, got it.
That's my turn.
Perfect. Jiri, you're up.
All right. From behind you, Telperion, you hear Jiri say, all right, Jiri, it's my turn to take over. Ow! And he howls, and he draws his sword, and he says, it's the Mad Wolf's time to curse you. And he sprints out from behind Telperion. And his sword, he draws his sword, and it's got the mist that you usually see on his hands. It's now on the sword, and he's gonna smack this thing.
And for anyone that didn't notice before, might determine that it seems the blade seems to be a slightly different color than it previously was.
Yeah.
But yeah, roll to attack.
Jesus. Woo! Jesus.
Wow.
Okay, and this is two-handed, so we're looking at the right side. So it's 5 plus 6 plus another 7. So 18 total.
18.
I think that's adding things correctly. 18. Another severe and deep wound in the form of this thing's chitinous armor.
And I'm like all the way up to its face.
I'll say, hello, Mad Wolf. Welcome.
Anything else for Jiri?
That's it.
It is the monstrosity's turn. With one hand, or almost two hands on Telperion, it just got wounded by Jiri, and it's going to take its free hand now to try and make an attack at Jiri. 22 to hit.
That hits.
Go for that
10
puff.
damage.
10 bludgeoning damage as it grasps around your form with an intense strength.
But it grabs my big puffy armor, and it kind of probably rips the entire thing. Like,
yeah, it like pops it really, because
Yeah.
it's like it's the bludgeoning aspect of it forces all the air to one spot, and it bursts out of your coat and
like,
damages him.
even with the extra layers that Roulette helped me sew in, all the air just gushes out.
And steaming hot air injures it for 10 damage. Is that correct?
Yes.
Did you roll for that, or is it automatic?
It's automatic.
It's automatic.
And however, although it did not do damage, you are still hit by it and considered grapple as it pulls you in close and tries to tentacle you. Please make a Constitution saving throw.
$17.
Nice.
And similarly to how Telperion just experienced, something seems to course through your system as these barbed tentacles grasp onto whatever part of skin they can, and some kind of toxin seeps into you, but your willpower is enough to shrug it off, and it will make a second attack.
18 hits.
18 for 9 bludgeoning damage, as it, with the same claw it had on you, just grips tighter, damaging you.
Damage.
Okay.
That is its turn.
Yep.
Telperion.
I guess I'm gonna try to break this grapple, but yeah.
Okay, you are welcome to.
Yeah, I'm gonna use the action. It's an action, right?
Mm-hmm.
What do I roll?
Action to
Just
try and break.
Athletics?
Athletics or acrobatics to escape a grapple.
This is why I used Ray of Enfeeblement, so you could get out of it easier.
Roll a nat 1.
Unfortunately, this thing is like a vice. You're impressed with the physicality of this thing. It has got you locked.
I will action surge to hit it.
Okay. Roll to hit.
All right. So 7 plus 5, 13.
You successfully strike, but your sword bounces off at the angle from this thing's very hard armor, not digging into it at all.
Okay, that's my turn. Oh wait, with my bonus action, I will. Can I see Alfie through the window?
Yes, you can. Yes, you can see the
I'm gonna
top
call
of the
her Roulette.
sphere and some little legs.
I'm gonna call it Roulette. Roulette, do you want Alfie in here?
He's found where he is.
Okay, then I'll just use my bonus action to like close my eyes for a second and heal myself.
Deal.
So that's 1d10 plus 3. Healing me, 0, which is 10. 13.
Very nice.
All right, that puts me up to full. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Toby Rama.
Okay, that helps me figure out what I want to do. Right? Yeah, I'm gonna double down. Ray of Enfeeblement again.
Okay, roll to hit.
14.
An even more direct hit just disperses around this thing's hardened shell helmet of a body. Unfortunately, not taking effect.
Okay. I'm gonna move to here, and then that's my turn.
Okay, roulette.
Toby, I think this beast might require a bit more of a physical approach. And I'm gonna step up next to Telperion. Roulette. What? Oh. Hi.
Roulette is so caught off guard by pleasantries in the heat of battle.
I suppose that's the guy we're looking for. It was. And the thing I was actually going to say to Telperion was, I think I might need your help fine-tuning my work with this later. And I'm going to underhand softball pitch with my mace, but press the button at the last second. So it's just a straight shot. The mace head just extends straight out of it, 10 feet into the face of the thing. And then it just goes out and comes back like a yo-yo.
Perfect. So even from this distance, Roulette, with her momentum, swings her arm, and just a detached mace head flings at the creature suspended by a chain. Roll the hit.
+1 to this.
Yep. Absolutely hits.
Also +1 to this.
7. Strikes the thing directly in the kind of carapace on its front head, and you see like a small crack as that thing just bludgeons it.
And as my bonus action, I'll just like, Alfie, hit him. And I'll have Alfie, one claw will retract inside, pull out the wand of magic missiles, and just use one charge to go at him,
Perfect.
which is
3d4 plus 3.
Nice strike with it.
Damn.
woof.
Several of these arcane missiles just like almost find their way into the crack you just created with your mace, and they definitely tear the creature apart a little bit in its hard exterior form. It is shrieking in pain and definitely seems very injured at this point. Is that it for Roulette and Alpha?
Oh, that's my turn now.
Jiri.
It's not Jiri's turn. It's someone else's.
Oh yeah, it's a mad wolf.
Maybe.
Someone else entirely.
I'm just gonna keep hacking at this thing.
Perfect.
Bloodlust.
Roll it.
Pronounced roulette.
Oh no. Oh, try again.
+4.
There it goes.
Oh,
No.
Ooh. This thing is thrashing around in its like injured state, and it's harder to get a clean hit on it.
But if I backed up, I wouldn't be leaving its range, right? So it wouldn't have an opportunity attack.
That is correct.
So missing, I'll take a step back as its like tentacles are like flailing around.
Perfect.
That's it.
It is the creature's turn. However, I'm sorry, it had you grappled, I believe, although when it was doing damage to you, because it's an auto grapple when it hits. So I don't think you're actually able to move away from it at all.
Speed is 0.
All right, then I will.
So with its action, it is just going to try and crush the two people in its current grasp, making an attack on Telperion and Jiri. This first one is Telperion.
Bring it.
Does not work. It's got you gripped as tight as it can go already. However, the second one for a 21 to hit Jiri, I think will hit for 10 bludgeoning.
Has Jiri already taken 10 damage?
Jiri took some damage.
10, then he took 9, then he took 10.
Well,
I've taken 29 damage.
All right.
Some of it may have been forwarded, but yes.
Does this look like it's going to really hurt Jiri?
No. Jiri doesn't seem particularly bloody or cut up, so it might be hard to distinguish what his vitality is, but
I'll just not help them.
Yeah, I don't know what I can say or not say.
yeah, it's a momentary decision from Telperion's point of view.
He does nothing.
Okay. That is its turn. It is Telperion.
Telperion knows it might be a long day and it's only 7:30 a.m. Okay. Gonna swing again. Regular attack.
Do it.
15 to hit.
Does not hit. Once again, this thing is impressing you with its very hardened shell
Fucking
that just
die.
burst from a man.
Oh,
But-
boy.
But no hit.
I will use my bonus action again. Look like I'm gonna focus on that moat for a second that's been floating around in my brain and kind of just fixate on it, and I'll use psionic recovery to get one of my psionic energy die back.
Got it.
And I flounder.
Toby Rama.
I'm going to run up behind Jiri. I'm going to place my hand on him, give him 3 hit points back.
Okay. And you all also feel suddenly imbued with protective arcane force.
And then I also just whisper behind him, don't know what's going on, but I think you got it. And I'll healing word as well for 6 healing.
Beautiful.
Yay.
That's my turn.
Roulette.
Gotta bonk this scorpion on the head. And I overhand swing this time.
Perfect.
Yikes.
More like chain fail.
Oh man.
Hate to hear it.
I feel like as you go, you're not fully used to this weapon, so as you go for an overhand, you click the button too soon and it flies back behind you and is like a limp noodle.
Roulette, I like the first hit better.
Alfie, hit him.
The Wanda magic missiles on Alfie is
Another single charge.
Perfect. 3d4 plus 3.
My God.
What the fuck?
That thing, like missiles, just went into wherever cracks in this carapace of this creature are. Those missiles just found entrances, and then like a detonation of force from within, and it is just squealing in pain, but still upright and dangerous.
That's my turn.
Jajiri.
All right, so Jerry is stuck in this thing's claws, and his only hope is to try to like smack it with his sword. So he's gonna attack one more time.
Perfect.
It's a gross, weird little battle.
20.
Absolutely hits, and this is a two-hand thing, so I think it's already calculated for us at
16.
16 damage.
Yeah.
How do you want to do this?
Oh. I'm gonna get creative with it, and I'm gonna chop its arm off with one swing, and then stab it right in the face as I like fall through.
It just kind of lets out a horrifying shriek and then just like collapses and goes limp on the ground.
And some fog, black mist, kind of flows from it back to me and knits up some of my wounds.
Perfect. You see this dark black mist with like hints of color throughout it, just kind of seeping through Jiri's pores.
Are you Jerry then?
What? Oh yeah, I'm always Jerry. That was a good battle, Tup here, and that thing was scary.
Is this Jerry, DM?
Who else would it be?
Make an insight check.
I literally heard you say, "Do you have?" All right, Jerry, it's my turn to take over. I rolled a 4. Insight.
Jiri's a shifty one. It's hard to get a beat on him, man.
Yeah, Jerry, good fight.
Thanks. Like I said, that thing was scary.
Did it heal you when it died? You were pretty hurt.
No, I feel a little scraped up, but not too bad. I don't think it hurt me that much at all, actually.
I saw it strike you.
Oh, well, yeah, I'm a little hurt. Probably got me like once.
3 times, I thought.
Oh, huh. Weird. I only remember one, or I don't even remember it. The whole fight was kind of a blur.
Sure. That happens, I suppose.
It doesn't happen to you that way?
No, I'm pretty clear.
Huh. Well, that was probably not the best time for it. But the Mad Wolf was saying something to me the other day. He thinks you could beat me in a battle. He said I should probably challenge you sometime. We probably don't have time for that now. But next time we're sparring, we should.
Certainly.
Okay.
So, Roulette, what happened was we found Rikul, and I'll fill her in.
Alfie, keep an eye out outside.
Perfect. And Roulette, as you're entering the space now, kind of gathering your surroundings, you are distinctly getting a buzzing coming from over here.
As soon as I see the thing stop moving, I'm wandering forward to make sure I can detect where the magic is coming from.
You're definitely feeling like a pulse from a location, and as you open one of the cupboards of this kind of kitchen like bar area, there's a dusty old tome wrapped in cloth right there.
I will reach in and pull off the cloth.
I'm going to sit down in one of these rickety chairs and open the leather satchels I grabbed from upstairs.
Perfect. You both can do that. Roulette, you find a very old and dry and cracked leather-bound tome with kind of a faceplate of a metalwork brass dragon skull that kind of adorns the front page. And you can add Tome of the Dragon's Hoard to your inventory if you wish.
Dragon's Hoard. Thank you.
It is in D&D Beyond, and Toby Rama, as you peruse through the satchels that were stored upstairs, whether these were his or looted from other people, there is 247 gold, a potion of healing, and a small gold ring with a small ruby set into the middle. Not sure how much that one's worth.
Healing potion.
Is this book the magic item you were sensing? Actually, I didn't know if you were.
Yeah, this is the thing. I guess confirming DM what you were saying. Yeah, this is the thing that was at least hitting my sensors as I was trying to find anything magical in here. Am I detecting anything else in the house apart from the stuff that we have?
You do not, yes, other than your magical gear, you are not detecting any other sources of magic. However, the source you are getting from this tome that is like very bright in your eyes now that you kind of uncovered it, you're getting distinctly heavy, like such saturated, not necessarily so saturated in terms of power, but so saturated in terms of like this thing is infused to its core with enchantment magic.
Yeah, Jerry, this is
function of it.
This is the big book that was missing from the manor, and presumably the book that the matron was looking for.
But no sign of that tablet of the deep speech.
Not from what I'm seeing.
Not via magic aura detection, but you guys can, loot the place.
Well,
yeah.
I'm gonna let them loot, and I'm gonna tend to this body and A, see if I recognize it. B, I know it tried to put venom in me, so I want some venom.
Make a general. Those are kind of two different things. You can make a history check or an arcana check to learn about the creature, and you could make a nature check to try and harvest any additional stuff from it.
I'll do the history first.
Okay.
I straight up for a second thought that was about to turn into a mind flare. I was like, oh, we're fucked.
12 on the history.
It seems crustacean. It definitely seems amphibious. Kind of some of the biology of the creature indicate it could maybe breathe air and water. Seems foul and corrupted and not something natural. So you're not sure what you would consider it an aberration, but you're not quite sure what its origin might be.
And I think that, do we think that this man changed into this because of the potion that he inhaled from Jean?
Currently we don't have anything else to go off of, but why would something like that have been manufactured in the first place?
I don't know why else this man would have turned into this, but then I'll make my survival check to harvest what I can.
Nature specifically.
Oh yeah, sorry, nature. What did I say?
Survival.
Yeah, nature. 18 total.
That's really good. Although the barbs kind of dissecting the tentacles, they seem to have secreted all the you think most of the acid or poison rather they can, but even though this creature's biology is strange, you do find one free tentacle that you're not necessarily able to harvest or extract poison from, but you have a chul tentacle that has poison in it.
CHULL.
CHUUL.
Okay.
W.
Chul tentacle with poison in it?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
I'm not going to read the full description of it because I'm assuming I need to spend more time with it. But
Correct.
Two things. One, DM thing. Do you want me to roll for how many pages are in it, or
Yes, please. And does it say D100?
it says 10d10?
Oh, perfect. Yep, I just couldn't remember. So yeah, roll 10d10.
Come on, baby.
See what happens. That was very fun to roll.
Yo.
Yeah, that's super cool. Okay, so it has noticeably, when you recover it, kind of flipping through it, there seem to be a couple dozen pages that clearly were torn out of this book because you're seeing frayed edges along toward the spine in the contents of it. But there are 60 additional blank pages in this tome.
So that's what I was going to ask. So it's a completely blank book of 60 pages. Okay.
Maybe whatever was ripped out of it wasn't blank, but there are 60 blank remaining pages in the book.
Good to know. This is Jerry, back to your question. This is the only magical thing in the house, apart from whatever we have. Some severely strong enchantment magic. Have we checked the rest of this house? I guess because I know, Toby, you had asked about
Not extensively.
the tablet being one of the other things, that deep speech thing.
Roulette, really importantly, before he transformed, because you weren't here for this, he was talking about Durast.
Durast. Yeah, I explained how he explains how the mission went wrong and how then tentacles started coming out of his mouth.
So the recruits turned on him.
DM, I'm gonna maybe ask to make a check here. Trying to connect two things. Well, actually, oh shit, I did hear it. The first time the Sending Stone came to me, it was a woman's voice.
I can pull up the message that you got, but it seemed a gravelly female voice saying, "Oscar, blah blah blah."
I'll say this out loud too. So it seems like either the matron or the Ebenclad or Darkshine or what, this group might be caught up or involved or provoking this Durastian stuff that was happening over in Cardigan Post.
I think the matron is this M.
The main clue I was just going to say is that this letter here, this correspondence letter we found and Balan's stuff, was signed M. M for matron, I have no idea.
They're so interested in these underground networks, and it looks like they had the one here, and they maybe bought in with the Ebenclad, and then they were trying to create one in Cardigan Post.
Why do you think that the matron or Duras wanted this book? Is there anything you can tell about it?
There's some sort of heavy enchantment on this. This book does something very powerful. I'm not sure what. I can tell it's something similar to, at least in function, the other clothing book I have, where you use a page on here and it does something. You tear it out, you do something else with it. But this one's much stronger than the clothing one, whatever it does. DM, in memory land now, in hearing what I heard in the Sending Stone and hearing the matron speak, and would I have connected those two as being the same voice in any way, shape, or form?
You are unless one of them has disguised their voice in some way, you are very confident those are different voices.
Okay.
But we also disguised our voice when contacting it, so.
Correct. Yeah. So I would not bring that up, but the other, and Toby, you mentioned that this Rikul gentleman mentioned something about the matron not acting normal.
Not acting normal. Said there's been a crazy influx of recruits, which now I'm thinking maybe that's the people that have been coming over from Cardigan Post. Balan had been sneaking people in, and they were making their way here to meet up with the matron and set up some sort of like attack. Now I'm freaking out about. I didn't mention this to you guys, but Jiri, when you mentioned that the general was gone for today, Reese like kind of lit up. That's why he dipped out so quickly. So I'm worried right now.
You know who could make us feel better? Would be Gallus.
That's what I was thinking. We're getting a bit deep.
We're getting deep, and
I also don't know that I want to give this book to her now.
I'd say next stop is back at the Castle and Cask.
Yeah.
We regroup with Gallus. He knows people in the city. He knows who we should and should not go to, at least. I don't think we need to bother the Queen or the Queen's Council immediately with this, but Gallus can probably point us in the right direction.
I think the only reason to go back down there is to swindle them for the first part of the 500 gold, saying we got information, and we don't tell them a thing about. We hit a dead end, and they're clearly kind of not aligned with us.
I think we should sneak back into the city and talk to Gallus first.
Yeah, I don't want to bring the book anywhere near them, and I don't know where I would like to leave it. But let's check here for the tablet.
Roulette, do you have any way of knowing if your satchel is protected from prying eyes?
Do we think I'm still within the 10 minutes of my detect magic going? Like the tail
You are within the time of your detect magic.
Well,
you can make an Arcana check to see if you can answer Tobirama's question.
Let me just try this functionally real quick, and I'll take the book and I'll just put it in my bag.
The source of enchantment magic from the tome disappears, but you're still seeing a bright, shining beacon of enchantment magic from your
my bag.
Yes.
Yeah. But that was probably already the case?
It was.
Okay.
Yeah, so Toby, I mean, I'm not sure if it's 100% foolproof, but I mean, I don't think you can.
I think that's our best option right now.
I can't see into the bag, so here's hoping no one else can. Like, it's definitely a magic bag, and I will gladly tell people it's a magic bag because I'm damn proud of this magic bag. But I think keeping it in there is a good bet for now. So I'd say next 2 short steps, we finish scouting this house, and then we make our way back quickly to the Castle and Cask.
Yes. Roulette, do you want to spend some time on that tome to see what it does while we take a look around?
I can certainly look at it.
You can't figure it out today?
I don't have any kind of arcane means to decipher what this book can and cannot do at the moment.
Okay.
Critter, a DM question for you really quick.
Yeah.
Like a non-attunable magic item, like let's say the book of clothing croqueer, whatever it is, clothier croquis. Would I have to cast the identify spell to know what it does, or do I have to spend time with it to know what it does?
Good question. I would say a proficient Arcana user could spend time with it and suss out its functionality. But I would say the quicker version is identify to get true, reliable, functional information from it.
We could seek out Mr. Hot.
I'd say, Toby, for the sake of, I guess, what you brought up earlier about hiding this book, I'm going to keep it in the bag for now. We can, once we get back to the hotel with Gallus, I can maybe take a look at it later or tomorrow or something to get a better understanding of what it does.
Yeah. Let's quickly turn this place over and see if we can't find that tablet. It's the only missing piece right now.
That is so funny. Roulette, Steve/Roulette, we're gonna get a kick out of talking about something later that you guys just got so lucky on. But we'll get there later.
Is it with the book?
Yeah.
I started reading it, but I did not continue reading it because I don't want to spoil it.
And I'm glad you didn't read it, because like you shouldn't get meta information about it before you do something with it. But this is not pulling back the curtain to suggest that if the tome worked slightly differently, you would have just lost all functionality from that item. Because often, and Roulette may even have a moment of worry of like, shit, did I just store something in another extra dimensional thing? But you're safe. And I had to literally reread it right now to see what just happened.
And the only reason I didn't ask that was because I put the other clothing book in there and nothing exploded.
Correct. Absolutely correct. Yeah.
So I'm looking for the tablet.
That's got to be a teleportation book.
Yeah. Investigation.
15.
Doesn't take you very long to kind of open up some more cabinets in the same bar area that Roulette found the tome in, and you find another item wrapped in like a simple sheet that seems to be just an ancient stone corner portion of some ancient tablet that has circular runic descriptions on it. Picture the Arrival language from that movie. That's kind of what the insignias are.
Into the satchel.
What was the Rosetta Stone translated Egyptian into what? Greek?
I thought it was like a bunch of different ones.
No, it was like specifically one analog that allowed us to finally figure out a hidden one.
It would probably make sense for it to be a Germanic language.
Was it like Sanskrit or something like that?
We're probably going to get ads for the language service.
Sponsored by
the Deep Speech tablet.
DM, is there anything else on the second floor in that currently blacked out area?
No, I will make all areas visible.
Egyptian to Greek.
Did I just not actually say that out loud? I'm so sick with it.
I have a question. If we go back to the Castle and Cask and just chill out, have a couple beers and do nothing, they'll know something is up with us because we heretofore have been very willing to help them. We jumped when Reese told us to go.
Yes.
We gave him a debrief halfway through the mission. I think they're going to be expecting us to come immediately to tell them, and it would be more suspicious not to.
Yes, that's fair.
We could sneak in though.
Well, I think we could just walk in as usual and tell them
we found a dead end.
I'd say one thing to your point, Delperian. The reason we gave the debrief to Reese halfway through was because Reese found us. So there's a to your point, there's a high likelihood that Reese might find us again on the way back to the Castle and Cask.
But then it's true, but wouldn't he be suspicious? Like, we literally have $500 gold waiting for us down there right now.
Uh-huh.
Like, they're going to expect us to go fetch that reward. Yes. And if we neglect that, they'll be more suspicious and can search us later. Or
okay.
Send people after us.
Let's establish our story then. We followed his trail and then came across this drunk guy who said he thought he saw someone running, and where we checked wasn't anything, and we lost the trail. We have to have a believable story where it's not hard for us to lie without telling too many falsehoods.
We gotta say that we didn't find the dude. We found this big like crustacean thing because they're gonna come back here and check.
We just pretend we didn't speak with him. Or he was in the process of transforming into this monster and he didn't tell us anything. The book is the only lie we'd have to tell. Well, one of the main lie
we also need to lie about the tablet too. Because it's going to come out that two things were stolen, and if we present one of them, they're gonna likely suspect us of lying and actually having found both of them.
Or we could give one and say we couldn't find the book.
I think that's more suspicious than saying we didn't find anything. I could be wrong, but...
What do you think?
I want to go talk to Gallus most of all, but
we don't. I also don't think we have to sprint down there. But we
could.
It's
maybe
weird if we don't descend
down. Go to
down
Gallus and give him the book, and then go down. We could say we wanted to go recuperate from our battle and give him the book if he's there.
Oh, we pretend like I'm really injured. You guys have to carry me back to my room to put me to bed.
We'll just let you limp back. How's that?
We could also injure you and bring you back. It was a bad joke. Bad joke. I'm sorry.
Valkyrian winds up. All right. Well, I do agree that I like Roulette's point. Let's go talk to Gallus first, but then we need to head down there before too long, or else it'll look suspicious.
I think that's the right move.
Yes.
And we should be very cognizant of the fact that Reese will likely find us. There is a high likelihood that Reese will find us on the way back. And
Sure.
And then another thing, we need to stay pretty tight-lipped about any mention of Durast. Because it sounds like Rikul was supposed to be disposed of during the mission. And so it's important that we say we didn't find him, we found this monster. And then that way it makes sense that, and then if we blurt out about something.
All right, let's head back to the Castle on Cask.
Which, if I'm remembering correctly, is essentially on the other side of town.
Roughly, yeah.
Put my arm around Telperion and pretend to hop on one foot.
Telperion has so little patience for helping him the
For
whole way.
theatrics right now.
Yeah.
You guys are able to leave this scene and make your way back to Castle and Cask. By the time you get back, it's probably 10 in the morning, still at like a fair bit before noon, and you're arriving back at the Castle and Cask at that time.
can you pull up the city map?
Absolutely.
I just want to generally know our route or our positioning.
I'm not good about remembering to do this, but you guys just fought roughly here. Okay. Leicester Manor Museum was roughly here.
So we have to go directly through the middle of the city.
Roughly, yeah.
Or we'd have
Okay.
to take a huge detour to go around.
Any activity at the palace that's out of the ordinary as we're walking by?
Make a perception check.
This is my third day in a big city. I don't know what normal is.
Yeah, true. And you see the city has woken up at this point. It's early morning, but starting to get more and more bustling thoroughfares and carts pulling goods and merchants setting up stalls and opening shop. Looking up kind of toward the central spire of the city as you pass seems fairly reasonable. Just guards periodically lining kind of the path up that way.
Keep it on.
Speed walking.
But you guys arrive at Castle and Cask, unless there's anything you guys want to talk about on the way.
Is it Sunday or Monday?
Sunday.
Sunday. I'll walk up to the bar and ask Krell. Hey Krell, we have a bit of an
Hey guys.
How's it going?
Yeah. Pretty good. How are you doing?
We're doing good. Honestly. We were wondering if, we know it's a little later in the morning, we were wondering if you had seen Gallus get off to anywhere today, and if you mentioned where to.
Oh, he didn't mention where. Definitely left about an hour ago, so you missed him by a little bit, but...
Alrighty, just wanted to check in. Think we might grab some chow here.
Not one for sleeping in, that one.
You know where he's been spending his days?
I don't. I know 2 days ago, one of the first days you guys got here, he spent quite a bit of time at the aviary, he said, but that's, I think, the only time he's mentioned something.
All right, we'll just take lunch and problem solve.
Yeah, let's grab a corner table.
In short rest while we talk.
Yes.
100%. You guys all can get a short rest and deliberate over a lunch of meats and stews and cheeses and what have you.
Which I will say out loud for transparency, I'm going to channel divinity, a spell slot, and then short rest.
Okay.
Okay. So we have...
Okay.
We don't know where Gallus is. We do need to head to the underground and share the information.
Oh. Critter, I'm doing 3 things during my not short rest because I'm not really short resting.
Okay.
I'm drawing 3 pages in the clothing book.
You're drawing three. Oh, you're drawing in 3 pages of them. Okay.
Yeah.
What are you drawing?
Two glass guard and one Durastian armor.
Okay, let me pull this up just so I can be up to speed on functionality. Blah, blah, blah. Spend at least 10 minutes drawing a detailed set of clothes. Okay, so you were drawing 3 items.
That's my hope.
2 Durastian and 1 glass guard, you said? Okay.
2 glass guard, 1 Durastian.
Got it. Okay. That's a hit die, I assume, Jerry?
Yep, I will be taking a short rest and rolling 1 hit dice.
Beautiful. Okay. Just out of curiosity, make a dexterity or performance check. Your call.
Ooh.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. This is for Roulette as she's drawing. I'm sorry.
Whew.
There's no real check required from the item. I'm just curious.
Ooh.
Pretty good. Your natural engineering graphics kind of kick in, and you're very finely detailing, and it's very nice images, kind of to scale.
Look at my shield. You look at my armor.
I was like, I'm staring at Telperion for part of this, and I'm like looking outside at guards for the other part of this. Okay, thank you.
Hate me like one of your Belladonian lads.
Okay, so I want to go over what we know. The matron sent Rikul to get this tome. We don't know why, if they care about the tablet. They might not even know the tablet's been stolen.
We know that recruits coming into the Ebon-clad have ties to Durast. We don't know what that means.
And there's been more recruits than usual, so we don't know why she's been recruiting more, or if she knows they're from Durast or not.
This, but also at the same time, feels very parallel to Balan's urgency in the minds of recent.
It does.
And her recruits of recent.
And her attitude.
In my head, I'm thinking assembling some sort of strike force beneath the city without detection. And this book was supposed to be a big deal in aiding them.
But we don't know what the book does. We could go to Jean, who we trust, or Damien, and ask them to identify the book.
I understand.
Because
it is also still a stolen artifact from a royal museum. So any sort of person we approach, we're putting suspicion on ourselves. And just because we know we're innocent, and no matter how charming we are, it doesn't mean there won't be some doubt.
I think Damien probably dabbles in the dirty. He came to the fighting ring and profited off our skills.
Damien gets hired by the city to find lost artifacts. Damien would be hired to find this book.
And we found it, and he could have it. I don't know.
Definitely Damon before Jean, if anyone.
So wait. I want to keep going though, because the recruits said something to a god, and the gods let them through, and then all of them turned on Rikul, so he took the potion. Right?
When he was phrasing it, was it just the 2 Ebon-clads turned on Rikul, or was it all parties turned on Rikul? From his... The way
Telperion just recalled events was correct.
Okay.
So Telperion, I was wondering about this too. And Toby, not to go against your point, but I don't know that we can definitively trust anyone on either side of this, because the way that our former Scorpion, now dead friend described it, Glassguard and Ebon-clad / Durastian spies or whatever they were working together. So I don't know that
there's also rats in the Glassguard.
Do we go straight to the queen?
Yeah, I was thinking. Let's say we trust no one. Let's start making our list of who is worth trusting, who is trustworthy. Because in my head right now, I'm at Gallus, the queen, and maybe her 3, her dawn, her noon, and her dusk. Which we don't know the dusk, but...
I just don't understand why Rikul would have been sent with 2 Durastians. She could have just... Why did she bother with Rikul?
The matron may not know. The matron...
She could be getting orders on how to proceed.
either the matron knew that sending 2 Dorastians with a idiot Rikul would have been a lucky guess, or maybe she just doesn't know. Maybe
She might not know because that's a sloppy job if the plan was to slaughter someone at the site regardless.
Because they wouldn't have asked us for help and then also sent Reese if everything had gone according to plan. But the plan changed when he killed everyone else.
When he inhaled the potion.
So Rikul was definitely the
wild card.
Rikul.
Maybe they wanted like a dead body from their own there to leave behind.
We could go speak to Gene and inform him about what happened upon someone inhaling one of those, and maybe tell him to be a lot more careful proceeding with the other 2.
I agree with that.
Did we already return the other 2?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
I agree fully, and we could even ask him if he thinks that makes sense. I still just wonder. I do think we should go to the Queen, and I think she's the one who takes the tome.
That could definitely be the case. We could also. Gene might also know what the tome does. It was in a museum. He might have, maybe the crown, asked him to identify it once upon a time, or he's just an avid artifact, enthusiast.
Maybe we say we heard it was stolen, and we just ask him what it does.
Exactly.
DM, from the actual manor display case, I know that there was a plaque that said Tome of the Dragon's Horde. Was there like a subtext that said, here's what it does?
No, it gave narrative description, similarly to the Frost Giant's Scepter and the Stone Tablet. Yeah.
I still wonder, do you still think we should go to the matron with the basic information just to cover that base? Or should we just...
I think that needs to be on our things to do today. I think if we don't turn up today and it's discovered we've been out and about in the city, it looks like we're trying to hide something. And when we're trying to hide something, we want to look like we're not trying to hide something.
So
I think we need to go down there today at some point.
Going to the castle is going to be a little bit of a giveaway if they see that.
Yes.
So I feel like we should do the matron before.
And also, there was implications of us being let go after this. Like,
yes,
we got in, and so they didn't trust us, and we had to earn their trust, and we, expressed we don't really want in with the organization. But now it's just, we've established trust, so maybe they stopped watching us, which allows us to go to the castle.
And we also could be there on the premise that we suspect it was the potion. We could say we found the vial, and that we could want to, in good faith, give Beck the warning and the others what happened. And still, again, all we really have to omit is that we spoke to Rikul and that we know about the book or tablet.
Okay, so we followed the trail all the way to the abandoned house, and inside we found a monster lurking in the darkness.
We can give them
a tentacle, yeah.
Give them a tentacle and give them a specific location of the house too, and just be like, go look for yourselves. I think hearing the way you were describing is the perfect way to do it. And show the half a glass vial, tell them where to find it, show them a tentacle.
One other idea, I hadn't brought this up yet. There were 2 satchels up there in the second floor. There's a bag of nearly 250 gold. There's a healing potion. There's a ring. I was already kind of planning on passing that out. What if that's one of their established hideouts? Maybe that was his specifically, but what if we say we went to this place and there was a satchel of gold for some reason?
I think those were taken off of the bodies from the museum. I tried searching for their satchels and they had nothing, so I think that he grabbed those when he ran. I don't think that means that was a hideout.
Okay.
I think that was just an abandoned building he found.
Okay, so on that matter then, each of you gets 61 gold pieces.
Do that at the end.
I'm just going to add it now.
Or do it right now.
I love. Okay, I like this plan. Let's go stop by Gene and let's get moving. I think we've planned quite a lot. Who wants that healing potion in there?
I don't know that I have one on me. I don't know that many of us do.
I think most of you do.
I have one in my ring, but I don't have a potion.
Oh,
on me.
you have one in your ring. Oh, you should imbibe another one into your ring. That's a good idea.
I'll hold on to it in the meantime for sure.
Okay.
So I'll add a potion of healing.
So Pierre's got a potion of healing. You guys have been at the Castle and Cask for upwards of almost an hour, more than 30 minutes. So Roulette, if there was anything outside of the 3 10-minute portions of sketching you wanted to do, you could do that too, or anyone else. I just wanted to make sure you guys didn't just like have minimum time. You could have spent more time if you wished.
Okay.
I'm just gonna adding to my sketchbook the chul, just the claws and all the other shit that was on there.
Perfect.
Mend my clothing quickly.
How much the diamonds are?
I'll help Jerry with any of that I need in terms of patching up cloth, which I can help with.
They are. I just didn't know what the last one was.
Thank you.
Perfect. And even if some of the air had burst, some of Roulette's kind of patchwork segmentation of different pouches of air, with mending, you're able to knit that back together. So, Jerry, you are back to normal.
Mending.
Perfect.
We go to Jean Lavor's.
Jean Lavor's ensorcelment. Get it.
Please do. You guys are able to make your way back to ensorcelment.
Dailies at this point.
Yeah, for sure. Jean, my friend. How's the sword?
Hello, everyone. The sword is going quite well. Just finished up the morning portion of enchanting. It's probably another few days away, but it's going well so far. Definitely starting to sink into the blade. Anyway, what brings you in? What can I do for you?
We got questions for you, Gene.
Of course. And I think we have a discount to work through as well.
Oh, I don't think we got time to buy just yet. We'll come back later when we have more time to shop.
Okay.
I feel like that's a big red flag to be like, wait, Jerry doesn't want to shop right now and he doesn't care about a discount.
Coperian eyes the iron stone counter. We got some information for you. Have you still got the vials that we found?
Oh, yes, of course. I haven't had a chance to study them yet, but this way, are you hoping to take a look at them again?
No, we just want to warn you. Through some curious circumstances, we actually found someone who used the stolen one last night. We were trying to track them down, if you recall. We think it may have killed him in the end.
Oh.
It ended up having some very drastic effects.
Which one was the one that was missing?
I'm trying to recall if we had a name for that one. I don't know that I named it, but upon studying its magic, it was unlike anything I had seen before. It did seem to suggest that it would imbue the imbiber, or the inhaler, rather, with dramatic strength improvement, but I wasn't sure what that entailed.
A creature ripped itself out from within inside him.
He was transformed into a tentacle amphibious monstrosity. He has the tentacle to prove it.
Oh.
And we have...
Oh. He recoils, but then kind of looks closer in curiosity. Interesting.
Could you extract the venom from it? I failed.
I'm not sure I want to try.
Probably more
think about what you learn about that potion.
It's probably more up. Marcel's? No. I don't remember who.
Chamomile's?
Yes. Yeah.
My friend at Chamomile. Well, I'll try later, but we just wanted to warn you. Maybe make sure you test those more thoroughly before you give them away. Or do you think it's totally out of the realm of possibility and maybe something else happens to the person who used the potion? Pearl Addison.
I suppose it's other variables may have found their way into that individual's life. I'm so saddened to hear that it stole them from us, and I lost a rather unique item. I will definitely study the ones we do have with lots of care before trying to sell them or make use of them. but no, I'm not
We were
quite
just
sure
we were
what
looking out
circumstances.
For you. We were just looking out because we don't want you selling something and then someone comes back saying something you sold was a horrible thing.
Well, if you recall, I did not sell it, but that is
it's just in the
good to
future
know.
if you weren't.
Yes, definitely. Well, I will take great care in examining their contents, and perhaps I'll gather services of some royal members and see if we can't further suss out what is going on with these contents. But thank you for the warning.
Anytime, Gene. We're in a bit of a hurry, though, so that's all.
Wait.
Are
we
you
gonna ask
sure
him
I can't
about
interest
the
you in
book?
anything?
I think we're interested in coming back here today. One other peculiar thing we heard from one of the criers this morning was something about an artifact being stolen from the Leicester Manor.
I heard some commotion about that this morning on my way into work. I'm not sure what must have happened, but I'm sure the Glass Guard have it taken care of.
Yeah, they said something. It was like a dragon tome and a tablet. We're new here, so
Fascinating.
we haven't been to the museum yet ourselves. We were wondering
Make a deception. Make a deception check.
So ready for a lie to be spilled.
Come on, +1 charisma.
Woof.
As you're saying, we're new here, we don't know anything about it, you definitely catch a squint of Gene's eye as he's studying you, and maybe he chalks it up to just curiosity or something, but he doesn't state anything, but he definitely catches something that he thought sounded weird.
We gotta throw more gold at this guy.
I can't say that I know of those artifacts or what was stolen at all. I did recently hear that there was some magical acquisition that they came into possession of. Maybe that's what drew the attention of the burglars. Usually they only hold ancient cultural significant items. Rarely ever anything actually arcanely valuable, but certainly valuable nonetheless. But perhaps that recent acquisition. Yep.
Did you say this was a recent acquisition?
Fairly recent. I think I heard the Palestone Archives and actually Lux Monastery might have been involved with the acquisition as well. But yes, no more than 3 weeks ago, it was delivered to the museum.
Any chance you know by whom?
I don't know who brought it into the city, but like I said, the Palestone Archives is usually the ones who kind of facilitate and do the bookkeeping of that kind of thing, even if it was with the help of other individuals or Lux, who does things like that every once in a while.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Well, we were passing by and wanted to give you the news about that vial, and hope you proceed with extra caution looking at the other two.
Very well.
We'll be back tomorrow, or maybe even later today.
That sounds wonderful. Hope to see
Could
you
be a
soon.
long day.
You never know. Bye, Gene.
Goodbye, all.
Fast travel to the dark shines.
As
Sure.
we're making our way towards the sewer entrance, do we think Damien is one of the people? Do we think Damon found this? Do we think the Palestone Archives recruits him?
I would say, whether intentionally or unintentionally by the DM, you have encountered many people that could be involved with acquisitions of artifacts or items. Lux Monastery supposedly goes out and fetches things that are significant to deities and cultures and stuff. Now the Manor Museum, the Palestone Archives works with people. Damien Hart has mentioned he's in the acquisitions business, but it seems to be more of a solo contractor rather than some kind of organization-based thing. So there's several things you just happen to have interacted with that all of those could be reasonable connections to make.
Are any of these acquisitions incorporated?
They are not.
So Damien's less important than we are thinking he is right now.
Not necessarily. I would say Yeah, I would say it lines up with what you imagine his skill set is, but nothing's swinging you toward that instead of something else. No one thread seems to be pulling more than another.
So we definitely want to go down and talk to the mistress and not the queen.
I think going to the queen before going down there looks awful and extremely suspicious, because currently I'm under the impression we're still being watched.
Yeah, I guess we haven't done anything out of the ordinary since we like always go to the cask and wherever that bar is.
Yep.
Castle and Cask. And we always go to Jeans. So like
yeah.
I do think the final point, and I know I've harped on this a bit, Reese found us without even us knowing it. I've got a strong feeling that the matron, the Ebenclad, they're stronger than we even think at this point. They've got control over part of the city, and I do agree that I think we should make nice at least first, and maybe get them off our tail. As I'm saying this, can I just make like a quick perception check around to make sure I'm not being listened to or followed?
100%. You and whoever else is being paranoid can make a perception check.
oh, like play dumb? That's what you mean? It's a good idea.
Yeah, just kind of. What was the word you used before? Aloof.
Yeah.
19 perception.
19, 15. Anything from Toby or Jiri?
I guess. Hey, 17.
Toby not paying attention is probably more helpful than him paying attention.
I wanted to, after this session, just kind of ask and flush out how the passive stats work, how I should be thinking about them, when I should be bringing them up, because I don't want to every time be like, oh, this is my passive perception, even though I rolled lower, because that's just annoying and that's not fun.
I agree. Yeah, I agree.
So
we can figure that out, because I'm happy to figure out what I think about that. All of you kind of naturally being our spies or thieves or people watching us, you're all looking around surrounding areas, and you are not seeing any hint of black leather adorned humans keeping an eye on you. But busy thoroughfare,
which is also good for us. So
okay,
everyone, I would like to make some gold, so let's go to the dark side. I whisper them.
Yes. Yeah, that's where we were walking to.
I'm just trying to like get in character of like if everything had been normal today.
So
you
play
guys,
down and then ask for like the next mission. Like we're eager to keep working.
Oh, I feel like it's okay if we act like we're not, because it wasn't very.
That was part of the kind of.
We wanted to be done.
We wanted to be done. They needed to know that we weren't going to rat on them, so they were giving us missions. So I think we're good to not ask for a new mission.
And let's not push our luck with that 500 gold extra.
I think we specifically don't have any way to pursue that without.
We share what we have.
It would seem suspicious if we didn't haggle, though.
It's true. I agree.
There's that too.
That's true.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Diving down through the sewers, through that one grate.
I just love
you are able to go to the sewer entrance, make your way through the sewers with no threat of alligators today. And you arrive in the familiar location of this Darkshine's den.
Everyone remember, I like to play it kind of cool and calm, except when I'll talk to Beck, but I'm not going to talk to the matron so much.
Understood.
Let's go talk to Beck first, because we can warn her about the potions.
Yeah, so
I'm just kind of repositioning you guys a little bit.
Of course.
And this guard's here like usual.
Actually, you know what? Never mind. I don't know that we need to warn her, because she doesn't have them anymore.
Right.
I just like Beck.
Maybe she's one of the good ones.
To the matron.
You guys can make your way into this kind of den room where it seems to be whoever the matron seems to keep close by her, they're always gambling and drinking. But as soon as people kind of enter that room, they tend to have an additional alertness to them that is kind of eerie. But you guys are able to approach Bellows, the kind of large human guard out front. Here to see the matron.
Indeed, pressing matters.
You made good time. She's hoping to head out in a few hours. Different den, I suppose. Please proceed. And we'll slide to the side and open the door for you guys.
Go in.
Interesting. As soon as you approach, she looks at you curiously, looking up from whatever she was doing at her table. This must mean either you're not interested in doing the job or you've succeeded rather quickly.
Succeeded to some extent.
We've hit a bit of a dead end, but we've got vital information we wanted to at least come by and bring to your attention before pursuing it further.
Has Reese not reported back in?
He has. He told us you were tracking down the thief, the burglar that seemed to abscond with the take from the museum, but I was hoping you might have closed that thread. That's not the case then?
We found him.
We found something. Tilpirian, do you want to pull out the...
I pull out the tentacle.
So
it seems he may have taken one of the potions that he procured from Beck.
Yeah, take out that too.
What was I supposed to take out?
I'll
take out both. I'll take out the little glass. We found this.
Took the vial, the broken vial, if I recall correctly.
Reese did take the vial.
Oh,
yeah.
So you know that we suspect that Rikul was the one left. We think he inhaled that vial that he acquired from Beck.
And through
that's right.
And then I'll give a brief description of from the manor to the clothesline, and then asking around if someone had seen someone, and how we found the armor set off to the side as if he had abandoned it, and then kind of go through our logic of how we arrived at the house.
We can we'll put the armor on the table.
Upon your description of kind of the location and situation of that house, she just like ponders and kind of nods to herself.
We'll take out the armor when Toby got to it to like emphasize like you can see the transformation that had happened.
And as this drunkard put it, he saw someone running through with a bedcloth wrapped around him into this old abandoned building. We went inside, and in front of us was this arachnid, crustacean, some foul creature. And it attacked us, and we slew it, and found no evidence of him anywhere else in this abode.
I bring up the tentacle.
You tracked Rikul to this destination, and there was some monster living there, and you think this... And she holds up from her belongings there the half of the hourglass that Reese had apparently dropped off previously. You think this transformed Rikul?
That's what we were thinking, as we thought it was strange. Upon looking at the bodies of the other two family members at the site, they were done in by something other than a blade. So it seems this took over him, and he not only slew the guard, but also turned on his siblings. I'm trying to
and
use
the items,
their
terms. And the items he took from the museum, nowhere to be found?
Didn't see him along the path. They weren't stashed in with the armor he threw to the side.
It took us some time to find him. We weren't on the trail perfectly the whole time. It took a little searching.
So theoretically, they're still out there.
One of you can make a deception check with advantage, because all of you did a good job, like, aiding the story.
I will not.
I will do that. Advantage is shift.
Jerry should do it because he still has his inspiration.
I was willing to let Jiri do it, but I didn't know if Critter was gonna say he.
I would say Jiri could aid, but was not doing the talking, so he's not going to make the check. But his being there and emphasizing things could functionally aid the check.
Okay.
And
There
to
we
keep things above board here, I'm going to roll this publicly.
Oh, the insight. Fuck. My +1 versus her +1.
She takes everything you're saying, just with a simple nods, not seemingly alarmed by information or that you can tell thinks you guys stole the tome and aren't telling her the truth. Seems frustrated by the lack of the tome, certainly. How are we going to find that? I suppose we'll just have to be thorough in our search. Anyway, this is useful enough, I suppose. We can certainly get you paid for the first half. We said 500, correct?
Yes, that was the agreed upon price. We were willing to continue searching, but just as of right now, when we didn't have any leads, we figured it best to come inform you.
Would have preferred more complete results, but I do appreciate the information. We'll have to send someone else to, maybe a crew even, to see if they can pick up where your trail went cold. Let's get you paid,
I will, during my description, have been pretty detail heavy of from the manor to where we end up. There's only so many paths that can go that way, so it's not like they don't know where to look.
For sure. She seems amenable to the information and does appreciate it. Let's get you paid, I suppose. Do you want to see our vault? Come with me. And she will exit the room and wave Bellows aside as she starts to head this way, as long as you're following her.
We'll follow.
She starts to head in a similar direction that you guys have gone before. Recently, you kind of made your way southward down here to a manhole ladder that kind of went up, but she starts to take you down a separate alleyway that opens up to a small bar den area, much smaller than this current den you just left, and then down another alleyway. And as she kind of comes up to a very small alcove in a wall, she depresses a stone and you hear the shifting of stonework, and she grasps it and slides an entire stone wall that seems to be set on some kind of track that disappears into a subset of wall. And she continues in and down some staircase, and you can see torches are lit in this area.
Is there anyone following behind us?
Make a perception check.
Separately, I was going to say, I would like to be, I haven't moved my token, but I would like to be front of our group, and I'd like to leave a good 15 feet behind the matron.
The matron. Okay. Yeah, this is
I'm going last.
Just to get this is good to get a marching order. But she leads you down these alleyways through some other livable portion of a den, and now down these staircases. And as you guys are proceeding down this staircase, you can hear roulette. I'm sorry, what was your perception?
12.
With 12, you feel confident no one followed you out the matron's area chamber.
This bitch could murder us all for sure, so she doesn't need help.
And as you are walking down this spiral staircase that descends even further down into the depths of the city, you do hear a door up back behind you grind shut, but not seemingly pulled. It seems like it automatically was resetting upon entering this chamber. And as you walk in, you see a well-lit via torchlight kind of grand central chamber that looks like it was used a long time ago, some sort of crypt or tomb. There's a large statue in front of you and some minor statues throughout the space and other routes and rooms off this place. And as she turns back around to you, she says, well, I can't guarantee you learned anything really that damaging to us, but I'm not really really willing to risk it. And for all I know, you have the tome in your belongings right now. I'd have you search for it, but I worry the other thieves in the area might get a little grabby. That thing is worth a small fortune. So I think I'll just tie off this loose end and let things end here, if that's all right.
Kari, it's not all right.
Come feast, my pretties.
What did you
She just kind of calls into the air.
Oh.
She calls into the air, and behind one of the large statues, you see a long, thin leg, and another one crawl out the side. And then from a room to your right, you see two enormous pincers, not unlike the Troll you just fought, but different, more base natural, as a giant scorpion and a giant spider kind of come out from hidey holes in this room where they were. And the matron just looks at you all and smiles and brandishes her arm wide. And I would like you all to roll initiative.
Oh, show me where we are.
Can't wait to get some matron blood on my sword.
She doesn't know.
She just escalated to villain status so fast. Did it hurt you to have to find some
spiders
tokens for spiders?
Yeah.
It hurts me to look at it.
Oh, shit. Okay, wait. Before anyone else rolls, fuck. I should have cleared the initiative counter before I did this.
It was clear.
Who just rolled? It was Jiri's 5,
That's
so I
all
need to
we've
do
seen.
that. Okay, perfect. So that is all we need at this moment.
I can get behind the 13.
Jesus.
Giant Spider 8. She's gonna have a fucking 32.
Natural 1 with no modifier.
Let's go.
No modifier.
We got that. We got Jiri. We got Telperion. Boom, 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 boom.
I said that she was gonna kill us, like, because I thought she was such a higher up the food chain. But I can't wait to have her blood on our hands.
I kind of liked her too.
Nothing. I totally forgot to use Alfie's reaction the entire scorpion battle.
Wow.
Well, you have it for free a bunch now. So as she just like so arrogantly and confidently just puts her arms out wide with no weapons in her hands, just 2 daggers at her side, she just like cocks her head up and looks at you.
Can I say one thing to her?
Yeah.
Before she attacks, I'm going to say, well, fine, Kari, do you want to talk about Durast instead?
This decision was the right one then.
We just got all the confirmation we needed. What else would she wasn't going to go half like hearted on us.
Half kill us.
Yeah.
But she does seem to acknowledge your mention of Durast in a
Well, do you like the Griffins and
one.
Basilisk then? Oh, it's my turn to go first? Oh, I didn't even
It's
think
your
about
turn to go first.
that. I'm gonna try to pull her towards me with my bonus action.
Perfect.
God damn it. All right, I'll step forward and swing at her with my longsword.
She doesn't even flinch as you pull her toward. You might see like a gentle sway of her like clothing billow toward you, but she very firmly stands her ground.
Fine. And then I step towards her and I swing my longsword at her.
Swing it.
Fucking 3.
Definitely doesn't hit. You strike true. She doesn't even move. She just lets you sink your sword into her, but it just impacts her durable chainmail that she has on under her leather that you're seeing now up close, and just smiles at you.
And I just really hate her, so I'm gonna axe and surge and swing at her again. Actually, no. I'm gonna. Oh fuck! No one's by her, are they? really want advantage on this.
That looks like a Kangas Khan statue in the center.
It totally
That's
does.
true, it does. I can action surge another time. I will end my turn.
Okay. Toby Rama.
All right. If I'm recalling correctly, yep, that is correct. Bane is a 13 charisma save. If all three of the enemies on screen could make a charisma save for me.
All right. Matron fails. Giant Scorpion fails.
-4.
Giant Spider
Damn.
succeeds with a -3.
Okay, so Spider is not affected.
I will put markers on them to show that they are baned.
Thank you.
Minus the D4 attack roll saving throw. So that's my action. And that's all I've got. So I'm going to stay exactly where I am. And that's my turn.
Perfect. The spider, still halfway up this large 15-foot high statue, roughly 8 feet up in the air, like halfway, is going to spit a web at the person it can see kind of most clearly, which in this case is Jiri.
The matron.
Fuck.
It is 25 to hit, and if I assume that hits,
Yep.
you are considered restrained, but can burst the web on yourself as an action. And I think that is all it does. Yep. That's all it can do. So it spits web at you, and you are immediately wrapped in nasty ooey gooey.
I'm assuming we don't know why it rolled 5 vulnerability to fire on that.
The webs, that's weird that it did that, but it is it's just a function of the webbing is vulnerable to fire.
Okay.
Then the giant scorpion continues to make its way out of this rather small offshoot room tunnel that it came out of, and it is going to attack the nearest thing to it, which is Roulette.
I will roll the D4s if that's all right.
That is totally fine.
Would you prefer me to do them in Roll20?
Sure.
Okay.
It is going to make 3 attacks. Claw.
I rolled a 4.
So 18.
You
can't do your thing if you want, though.
I was going to say, as a reaction, Alfie will kick out at the first one for a disadvantage on the first attack.
Perfect. So this is the new potential roll.
-4.
With the disadvantage -4, Alfie's leg, almost like mechanical spider leg, gets in the way of this thing's claw, and it doesn't quite sink into Roulette. It's almost like action movie style when one of those things comes down on the ground and you like roll out of the way. It just like sinks into the ground for a minute. But then with a second claw, it attempts to attack you. And same thing, it is not able to get you, but having dodged both of its claws, its overarching tail is gonna attempt to sting you.
Jesus.
Yes, thank God.
11 minus 2.
This thing is feral. Claw, sting, and you are barely able to shift and dodge out of the way of all 3.
That's terrifying.
I hate that we see the 27. That's what makes this so much more terrifying.
That is a scary number.
Even with
although it is a con save to even you have to fail a con save to even take that much damage, but still.
Okay. Regardless, that's still a scary number to see.
Yes, it is 3 attacks that definitely are dangerous, and Roulette dodged all of them. It is Jiri's turn.
What is it going to require for me to get the web off of me?
You suspect you're going to have to struggle it off and functionally use your action to be unrestrained.
All right, so I'm going to have to rip off all the webbing, trying to get it off so I can free my sword, get it out of the sheath.
You can do an athletic or acrobatics check to get out of it.
Not that there's a reason I could do this, but could I use my reaction to try to help?
Probably not.
Okay.
But he doesn't need it. Jiri kind of dexterously contorts his body and is able to slip out of it, and some of the webbing like falls to your waist and then knees and then ankles, and you have functionally gotten out of the restraint.
And then I'm going to use my bonus action to curse the matron.
That probably
All right.
would have been a little trickier if you were
I'll-
Michelin manned.
I will say she is cursed. Perfect.
That's all I can do.
Roulette.
Alfie, what do you say we pincer this pincer bitch? I am going to move to here,
Okay.
and then I'm going to use my and I'm going to hold my attack until Alfie's into position. Bonus action. I will.
He shares your initiative count.
He,
so you
like,
can-
he goes directly after me, so technically I have to do this.
I see.
I have
Yep,
to use
you're
my
right.
reaction to hold it.
You're right.
So as my bonus action, I will instruct Alfie to get into flanking position and use one charge of the magic missile.
Perfect.
I was about to ask if that was at disadvantage because you're in melee, but I forgot magic missile isn't a roll ever. It just happens.
No, it's just the hit. Yeah.
It just happens.
So I'll do the magic missile first.
Yes, let me write something down really quickly. Okay. Yes, go ahead and roll the magic missile damage first. So 3d
On the
plus
scorpion.
3 on the scorpion. Very well. All magical darts impact the form of this thing, kind of scurrying up carapace. Very similar to the Troll you fought, but definitely this is a true scorpion.
And then as soon as Alfie gets into what I'm assuming is a flanking position, I'm going to do just attempting, now that I have no roof above me, a full windmill with the chain flail.
Which you do have advantage on because you're in an advantageous flanking position.
Come on, you bitch.
24.
Absolutely hits. How much damage?
It does. This plus 1. Ooh.
Dang.
12.
You are bludgeoning and bashing this scorpion, and although it's massive and very dangerous looking, you're definitely noticing this thing is easier to damage and successfully hit than the jewel we fought earlier today.
That is my turn.
Matron's turn.
I just used every single one of my resources.
The matron.
Action economy, baby.
I'm amazed at myself.
You did 11 damage. Nice.
12.
Nice.
Well, actually 11 and then 12.
Oh, yeah.
The matron is going to mutter a phrase in some foul language under her breath, and nothing happens.
Counterspell.
That's her turn.
The spider counters your counterspell.
Shit.
But she seemed to
It's your turn.
start some kind of incantation, which did not seemingly take any obvious effect. But
She's
it
using
is
Bide.
it
On
is
turn
Telperian's
3, it's
turn.
going to hit.
Oh my god.
I think this is deep speech from the knowing about Drow a little bit.
It was not deep speech.
Okay.
I'm not sure you know what deep speech sounds like, but it was not deep speech.
Is this like ground I can stand on?
No, that is a large like altar, pedestal, and statue that rises 15 feet into the air that the spider is currently on.
What about the spot directly below her?
That you could stand there. Yeah,
I'm gonna stand there.
you're right up against an altar, but it's functionally a space.
And I'll just bring down my longsword on her.
Do it.
Oh, wait, that's true. I can wait till Jiri moves.
Yeah, you can hold your attack.
My psychic move definitely works on my turn, but I could. That's not that big a deal. I will stand here, and my bonus action, I guess I'm going to just re-energize myself and get a psionic energy die back. And then I will use my action to hold, and when Jiri gets into position over next to her, like gives me a better advantageous spot, I'm gonna swing at her with my longsword. That's all.
Okay, so I'm not gonna do that.
So that uses my reaction, right?
Yes.
It would, yes.
Okay, that's all I'm gonna do for now.
Okay.
Toby Rama.
Toby Rama is the name. Catching bodies is the game.
Trying to catch these hands.
I miss my longsword so bad right now.
Oh, she's gonna be so dexterous. That's not worth it. That's not worth it.
She's revealed not to be.
I'm going to.
I kind of want to say that out loud, but I feel like
Can I just tell MK something he could know already?
You noticed she was slow to react in combat. That's about all you know, really, in the world.
That's true. It's hard to ignore all these numbers on the screen.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna walk up to her.
Do it.
And I'm gonna cast light on her. She has to make a Dex 11 save, or else she has light on her for a minute.
I didn't know you could do that on an unwilling creature.
That's why there's a save associated with it.
Huh.
Well, let me read it. That
and the dex is 11 because it's based on you, not IC.
if you target an object held or worn by a hostile creature, that creature must succeed on a dexterity saving throw to avoid the spell.
Sure.
God damn.
Not
She's
the end of the
rolling
world.
so well.
Not the end of the world. I am expecting her to vanish at any point. And I was thinking that could help. That was that. None of us have taken damage so far, if I'm recalling correctly. So I will stay there and do nothing. Because that was an action.
Okay. Spider and Scorpion. Spider skitters up towards the thing that it thought it would have ensnared in its web, but it is going to make an attack at Jiri. $17 to hit.
17 hits.
It deals 9 piercing damage. And please make a Constitution saving throw.
Beautiful.
Ooh.
Just like earlier today with the Chul, you feel some kind of toxin seeping into your body, but you push past it and it does not take hold, so you do not take that poison damage.
I'm immune from all poison from here on out, right?
I don't know that that's how it works.
Yeah, I read in 5e, you succeed on 3 poison saves and then you're immune to poison.
I like that rule. But and then Scorpion is going after, I think one claw is going to go at Roulette, one claw is going to go at Alfie in this first moment.
Oh, I am doing this in roll 20.
This first one is toward Roulette. Yikes. Does not hit. This one is toward Alfie. So still another D4 is needed.
Bro, what the fuck? That's 4 d4s. Or 4 4s.
So does
already.
15 hit Alfie?
15's his armor class.
Can you
So
do
his
advantage thing?
No.
hints are not on himself, I don't think. So his claw does pierce part of the form of
The poison damage though.
Alfie's metallic form. But that's true, no poison, but it does do 6 bludgeoning damage
I forget what I said too.
as it like squeezes and crumples a very small portion of Jiri's frame. Or I'm sorry,
Because-
Alfie's frame.
Because I'm always a fan of Jeopardy, Critter, I did not see you roll a d6 to see if it got its web back for the giant spider.
That's true. I did not do that.
What a nerd.
What a nerd.
Teacher, we didn't get homework.
Yeah, Mr. Jacoby, you didn't give us any homework today.
I got a 6 on D&D Beyond. It didn't roll in Roll20, but it did work in D&D Beyond. So it does have it back. Thank you. But it did not use it. Used its bite instead. But Scorpion's last attack with its stinger.
Oh, one more time.
Toward Roulette, the one it did not hit yet.
This is rigged. Something is going on. Something's going on.
It is rolling poorly, and you are rolling well, and it is not able to hit Roulette. But it did do. It did do 6 damage.
It's just all dice rolls associated with roulette that have positive.
Yeah.
Yep. Jiri.
All right. I'm gonna kind of move into position behind M here, and I'm gonna like pretend like I'm gonna swing my sword, but instead I'm gonna pull my ripcord and puff up, try to distract her. Maybe my big belly kind of bumps into her.
You faint a little bit, like to act like you're going in for a strike, and she doesn't even flinch. But you are able to activate your armor. Yes, you can use your reactions, Hyperion, with advantage.
19 plus 5, 24.
Oh,
Absolutely hits.
Should crit on 19s.
No.
That's a barbarian thing.
Or a certain type of fighter, a champion fighter. 5, 6, 7, 8 damage.
You deal 8 damage. And what you notice when you cut into her form, although most of it's probably across her torso or some large chunk of her body, part of the blade does slash a bit of her face and neck. And what oozes out is just blue blood.
Ew.
This is a creature.
And she just smiles at you.
What is she? What does she look like? She is a human?
Looks like a drow elf.
A drow. Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah. Here's literally what she looks like. I'm sorry.
Yes, please.
She's gonna have 6 extra arms. Oh.
Well, damn, she's hot as shit.
I love that chest plate.
Yeah, that's cool.
The shoulder thing.
I'll
I
just
love that
do
chest.
it.
So
she put the full-
you triggered your armor with your action. Anything else?
That's all I got.
Did she take the full damage from what I can tell?
Seem to pierce her form and draw blood.
Okay.
Roulette.
I just like, Alf, you're doing great over there. Keep it up. Keep it up. And I'm just gonna swing away with the chain flail.
Go for it. Advantage.
20.
19 absolutely hits.
Add some vantage.
Damage. Oh, 6 damage.
Even with a fairly glancing blow, this thing looks pretty beat up. You and Alfie have taken a toll on this scorpion already.
Alfie, go for the eyes. And I'm just gonna have him shoot another magic missile.
How many charges do you have left?
Like 13.
I'm forgetting that 100 gold item.
He's probably got like 3 charges left.
I have exactly 3 charges left. Well, I have 2 charges left because Roulette's never going to use the last one.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Smart. Once again, these magic missiles kind of find gaps in this thing's armor carapace and just kind of detonate from the inside, and it squeals in pain as blood and ichor are leaking out of the scorpion. Roulette, make a perception check with disadvantage.
With disadvantage?
Yeah. This is just
No, he's
fun.
saying with
If.
this disadvantage, he's just being hit with it, so it's advantage.
Yo, with disadvantage. Okay. You're caught up in the moment of fighting. Nothing missed. The matron revels in the pain she just experienced, takes it, licks part of her own blood, and just rises 20 feet into the air. She is leaving the area of Jiri, so you could use your reaction
All three
to
of
attack
us.
her.
I can't.
MJ can't.
Telperion cannot, but you're right. Tobirama, you can too. I just wasn't thinking of you as a melee relevant threat.
Nor should you.
But Jiri, you hit. Roll damage.
I do not. I will not roll my 1 damage.
6 damage.
Oh, 6 damage.
She flying or growing?
She is flying in the air 20 feet above you. And with her action, her wound starts to heal up. She starts to contort and writhe, and her form grows grotesque and large. Her skin turns blue, and her face turns red and fanged as the matron you know disappears and instead becomes the form of a massive, nightmarish creature.
Yo!
She actually took 8 damage from me. I clicked the wrong one. She is cursed. Sorry. So 2 more.
Got it. But now she is this demonic, ogre-like form just hovering above you all 15 feet in the air.
That's so much hotter than what she looked like before.
But that is her turn.
She has a club now.
It's shown with a club and a sword, but those are not on her person.
Those should be daggers.
Well, her daggers are still at her hip. They're still not even in her hand.
The roulette. The one should get used on her now.
You got it. It's your turn.
Oh, my turn?
It is Telperion's turn.
I'm going to drop my longsword and grab a sliver and chuck it at her.
Okay. Roll it.
Damn it. All that advantage is gone now. Fucking God, I hate when I do that. 9. No, I literally, like, I hit the rim and it rolls back and then it blows on a low number. I really hate when I do that.
Your crescent, just as she lifts up into the air, it directly impacts her armor and just falls limp to the ground, not piercing her armor.
She went 20 feet out?
She's 15 feet out, 10 feet out of your reach.
10 feet out of my reach.
Still, no one has been hurt.
Okay, then I'm going to... How hurt is the scorpion looking?
Looks pretty weak. Like, it is showing a lot of wear and tear.
I want to end this thing so we have more eyes on one threat. So I'm going to step over here and try to... I only have these 2 positions, but can I kind of try to get, like, flanked with one of them?
You are not going to successfully be able to flank from those positions.
All right, then I'm going to action surge and swing at this with my longsword that I just put down.
Yeah, you dropped it. So you could, as part of your movement, you already drew a weapon. You might have to pick that up or find some other manner of grabbing something.
Okay, so what do I dropped my sword and I threw
You dropped for free, drew a crescent, and threw it with your action. So you have bonus action left, and an action surge can work. It's just like you might not be able to get a weapon into your hand.
Punch it.
You could do that.
Does action surge give you another interact with object?
Can I just use my bonus action to pick up my longsword?
Sure.
If it's literally just at my feet?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, you can levitate stuff. With your mage hand, you can levitate into your hand your sword. Boom.
Yeah, I do that. And then I'll go longsword this thing in the face.
Do it. Roll it.
21.
Definitely hits. Roll damage.
5.
Plus any numbers?
Well, it's 2 plus 3, so 5 total.
Got it. You strike true. It damages the exterior shell of this thing, but it is hanging in there.
And then I'll psionic strike it.
Okay.
I rolled a 1 on that, so that's 3 more damage. Guys, this is not my fight.
Still barely hanging in there, but it is
fucking mad right now.
It is squealing, making an insect squeal sound in pain. But it is its arched tail is starting to curl around, ready to strike at the new threat that came into its view. Tobirama.
If that scorpion could do me a favor and make a 13 wisdom save. God damn it.
15. Whatever you're doing to it is able to avert its gaze or willpower through.
So
That
that's
would have done a lot of
Can't
damage
take
too.
damage with that.
Still no one has taken damage. Okay.
Ooh, I've taken damage.
Oh, then I will
Jiri did get bit. Yeah.
Then I'll throw a healing word your way. For 5 HP.
Nice.
Thank you, Toby.
And it
I'm
is-
right here. I'm in melee range, so I can't move.
You are
You're
not
not-
in melee range
Oh,
of
that's all right. That's all right.
the creature flying above you.
But I'm moving there.
Okay. You are able to do so. And now it is the spider's turn, who is just going to try and latch on to Jiri again. And with a 9, it does not strike true.
We love that.
You are
for
able
us.
to very simply dodge to the side a little bit. And that is its only action. Then the scorpion's turn is going to first
Come on.
sting at Telperion.
Get fucked.
Which does not hit. And then it is going to claw
Hey.
at, once again, Roulette and Alfie.
Christopher, for fairness, I just a quick note. So for the reaction, do I have to see your do I get to see your attack roll first before imposing disadvantage, or is it before?
Can we read the language of it?
I'll look at it later, but I'll just say Alfie would have done his reaction for the stinger because he knows that that's the harder one. So
Okay. I would say you probably don't get to know the rule. I would say when it makes an attack, like it's rearing up to go for something, that's when Alfie's like changing its trajectory or deflecting it to the side.
yeah. So we'll just say you got that 9 at disadvantage because that's what. Yeah. Okay.
And then it misses Roulette, and with its final claw attack, goes for Alfie one more time, and does,
That's
I think,
20.
pierce the form of Alfie for another 4 bludgeoning damage as it just continues to grip and squeeze and warp the metal framework of Alfie's spherical body. But it is Jajiri's turn.
All right, I'm gonna whip around and start attacking this spider. $14.
Against the spider, does hit. Roll damage.
Whew. All right, 14 damage.
Wow.
Sheesh.
And that's it.
Right. 14 damage. You cleave through, as it's standing on its legs, you cleave through one of the legs and it rears back in pain and squeals.
Oh. And I'll say,
You four, you take on that scorpion. I'll get the spider by myself.
It just kind of turns to regard you. Is that it for Jiri?
that's it.
All right. Roulette.
She's in panic mode and wants to get her baby out of the claws. One last swing. Hopefully, you crush this thing's brains in.
Come on, baby.
Attack with advantage.
3.
You strike true. And even without rolling damage, how do you want to kill a scorpion?
God.
Oh, I want to roll damage.
Hmm?
I just want to crush its brains. Just like I want it like the full windmill effect, the chain slowly extending, and I want it to just like whip crack down on its face.
It like catches the head early, but brings it to the ground, and then further just.
Oh yeah.
Was this your child?
Oh god.
The being above just laughs. And as you just crack open the head of this thing, its body starts like convulse and twinge and twitch. And like you can see the stinger like trying to go forward, but it's just like locked into place in muscle spasm as the kind of natural arachnid pressure-based motion controls. Its blood pressure literally controls its limbs as those are kind of seizing up in this moment. It falls to the ground.
Alfie, we got a new target. go for the big beautiful one. And I have Alfie one charge of wand of magic missiles up at the gargantuan Amazon lady in the sky.
Perfect.
That's
Roll
a
it.
hell of a sentence. Let's go.
And then I'm going to instruct Alfie to go hide. Not actually hide, but just he's going to adjust himself to the back corner of the statue to like get out of view.
You notice these. Oh shit. When I deleted the matron icon, it got rid of her, but she's at a 1. So let me do this. Add turn. So it's really her turn before Telperian's next. Alfie goes and hide. As you caused Alfie to channel the magic of the magic missile wand, you're noticing these arcane darts just like embed themselves and then fade from her neck, leaving heavy gashes in her neck. And during her turn, she just those knit up and close as she heals again at the start of her turn. And
Critter,
looks down at
Critter, before you do anything else, I as roulette, because I forgot that roulette still has movement. I'm gonna throw roulette up here.
Okay. Yep, just repositioning.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Jerry, I'll come have fun with you.
Yay.
And as the matron's new form is hovering above you all, she just inhales. Her wounds seem to heal up. And she says, well, this is fantastically fun. It was good to feel again. But I'm sure I'll see you in the future. And she is going to fly back in this direction, use her action to mutter an arcane phrase, and her form just transitions into pure black mist that then seeps into a grate in the ceiling back above this statue, and she just disappears up and through the grate out of sight, now in vapor form.
I really wanted to kill her.
That is her
Still
turn.
got more stuff to kill.
Yeah, but it's not her. It's not the same. Take out my frustration on this spider. Oh, wait.
Get on the other side, Telperian.
I'll go on the other side.
Roll it. Advantage.
I checked this.
Lankin.
19.
Absolutely hits.
4, 5, 6. 7 damage.
You cleave through another couple of its legs, but it is still keeping aloft, barely.
Barely. It's really hurt though.
It is really hurt, squealing in pain.
Oh, I'll just swing. Oh, yeah. I'll just psionic strike that one too.
Okay.
And then rolling a d6, which was a 6, so 8 more force damage.
How do you kill it?
I like rip through its side and face, like its like neck and body, and then after my sword goes through, there's like a burst of like just a little explosion as the force damage just erupts from where my sword had gone.
Perfect. And as it and the scorpion are dead, and the matron seems to have left this area, you all are out of initiative.
I'm gonna psionic recovery, so I only have 1 expended.
I think you just did that at the beginning of this fight. Since
I did it after.
short
Or
rest.
I did it
You did it since your short rest.
Yes, I believe that was the case.
I checked when you said it because I'm like, can
Oh.
you do that every short rest? And I'm like, yep, you can do it every short rest. You have just done that again.
I didn't mark it then.
Roulette is running over to Alfie, who is hobbling back towards her, and she's going to take a minute. A minute?
I think that's to revive it. I think it's just mending to heal it.
Did the door close behind us when we entered?
Oh,
You heard it shut behind you. The kind of grinding stonework slid into
no.
place.
Casting time for mending is 1 minute. That's why.
Oh shit! I never
What?
knew that ever.
Yeah.
I literally never knew that.
Oh, that's wild. Well, I've got some venom to harvest.
So what the fuck?
Hang on, let me tend to this. Warm body while we talk.
Hey, you guys!
Excuse me.
Any chance you can get me out of here?
Is this the original matron? Please.
Yeah.
Hundo. Running
There's a noise from over here.
We sprint.
so fast.
I was really hoping it wasn't.
I didn't see any marking when you said over here.
It was over here, and this is a chained gate that is locked and seems to be rusted shut. But
My
through
roll
there,
speed keeps being weird.
half standing, you see a familiar face of the matron of the guild. Heavily wounded, seems to be like torn clothing, like gasping for air and like barely able to keep herself on a leg, like halfway limping, halfway standing. Good job getting rid of her. Can you get me out of here?
I'm gonna levitate the health potion that we just got to her. Is that fair?
You can hold on to that. Hold on to that.
Yeah, no, hold on. We can heal her with magic.
Okay, fine. I'll just keep it back. Okay.
It's a gate. Is it locked? What was the
It
description?
is locked and heavily rusted, and for a high-level thief to not have been able to break herself out of this, you imagine it's difficult to.
Telperion and
this
Jiri,
lock.
I need you guys to fucking smash the shit out of this lock.
Okay.
I'm on board.
Mistress Kari, if you wouldn't mind stepping back from the gate for a bit.
Oh, you know my name.
Oh, sorry. Matron, if you wouldn't mind stepping back from the gate. No, respect still intended.
It's okay. I prefer my name to that stupid title anyway. Yeah, will do. Kind of limps back several paces.
I'm gonna take out my short sword that I never use. 'Cause why would I? And I'm gonna take some big swings at it.
Can you imagine?
Can you imagine a short sword?
Yeah, over the period of the next couple rounds of clanging metal against this thing, you are able to break this rusted gate from its hinges, and it kind of falls to the ground and then falls over and slams shut. Or slams to the ground.
I'm gonna do 2 cure wounds into her, unless that was what Verlet just did.
Just do one. Telperion says. Conserve your energy.
Toby Rama, you heal her for 5.
Yes.
And once again, if you didn't already, bolstering yourself with protective magic as well.
Yes.
But that she seems to take a breath of relief as you do that, and she like pulls her hand away from her side, and it's still soaking with blood, but the wound seems less open and festering. Thank you for whatever that was.
How long? Weeks? Months? How long have you been indisposed?
It's hard to tell time down here. I think I've
How many times
lost
have you
all
slept?
internal rhythm.
How many times have you
Sleeping's
slept?
couple dozen.
Christ. Or Kellenvor.
That monstrosity is. I'm ashamed to say she got the best of me. She came in whenever she earned my trust. She was just a recruit. We were running low on hands on deck, and we hadn't recruited for a while, and I took in one recruit, and she was really proficient at everything she did, and started to lean on her. She was just she just looked like a standard human woman.
A couple things I want to establish right off the bat. The Emberclad. I know you guys. Ebenclad. I said that. I know you guys operate outside the law. Do you have Creatia's best interests at heart still? Do you still support where it is that you are able to prosper?
She just smiles to herself and just nods. Doesn't give an explanation, just smiles and nods.
Okay. So whatever that thing was has essentially taken your organization and turned it into some spy force for Durast. And
Durastians have been infiltrating the Ebenclad.
Without doubt.
Before we go on, I want to kneel down. And,
she steps up. Yeah, she forces herself to her feet, kind of doozy, sways a moment, and rights herself, and is clearly pushing her through pain that she probably shouldn't, but is remaining standing now.
I go to help her.
How did you piss her off? What'd you guys do?
We poked around too much.
Rest. Shit.
She's been recruiting far too many people for your family, and it seems apparent to us that it's for nefarious means.
If Durast has infiltrated the Darkshines, they could be everywhere in this. You lot, you're with me. Follow me. And she's going to.
I had a question though.
Let's ask me on the way as she recircles her in very Chris Kennedy fashion. And she's going to start making a beeline out of that room and gestures for you guys to follow her. Yes, red-haired one. What's your name?
Roulette. Nice to meet you. And you probably know this off the bat, but folks like Reese and Beck, are those names you can trust?
Reese is an old friend of mine. Beck has been here for a number of years. I know her a little less, but yeah, I trust her as much as you can trust a fence in her position.
What?
As we go, I want to just run over to the scorpion and chop off its tail and put it in my bag.
You are welcome to do that.
Do you mean my bag?
No, hurry up!
I have a bag.
Hurry up! We might all be needed.
Yeah,
and then she just continues running. And it runs to a crypt. Like this area over here seems to be a crypt. Several tombstones and sarcophagi are in here. And she runs up to this one specifically, pushes on it with all of her might, and it falls down limp and cracks as a hidden entrance has been revealed. And she follows this way, hoping for continually ushering you guys to all follow her.
He has a question.
Ask it. What?
It's not towards her. As we're following, Roulette, after that thing changed and it spoke again, did that sound more like M, or what you heard from the Sending Stone when it wasn't putting on a facade?
Definitely a different voice than the now familiar voice of Kari, the matron that you're hearing talk to you in the same voice that the matron had talked to you. Seemingly that being had copied Kari's voice. Definitely still not the same voice from the Sending Stone.
Okay.
But as she continues on further down a network of caves and alleys, she makes her way here and frantically feels the wall for anything. Everyone, there should be a stone that will pull free from the wall. Help me find it. Could everyone make an investigation check?
Can I use Kair to pull at the stones?
Sure.
Yeah. Above where people, yeah.
Yeah, still use investigation, but absolutely.
10.
Highest check wins.
Highest check wins. All right, we got this for sure.
Wait, I'm rolling for Alfie. Investigation. What is investigation? Intelligence?
Yeah.
D20 minus 3.
Alfie's not smart.
It's this minus 3. Oh!
Oh man, that was high. Yeah, both Roulette and Alfie, both as you're feeling it, and Alfie is banging his head on something that he thinks is hollow, and you're like, "Oh, good call, Alfie!" And you pull free like just a cobblestone, like a brick from the side of this wall, and there's a cavity in there. And as soon as you pull it free, Kari looks and says, "Excellent. Sorry, 1 second." Reaches her hand in as far as she can and pulls out a satchel and undoes it. It contains a couple things. She puts 2 daggers at her side. One is just simple steel. The other is like a faint blue-green glass dagger that looks beautiful, and 2 ingots of what looks to be platinum. She stows one in her pouch and puts the other one in Roulette's hand. And you have a 2-pound ingot of platinum, which is equivalent to 1,000 gold. And then she says, "Come this way," and runs further into another cavern entrance. And as you guys come up to a ladder that is kind of tucked away back in the crevice of this place, she climbs up it. "Come on, hurry up." And as you guys kind of all ascend this ladder, she feels along the stonework of the walls, and it transitions to wood. And she says, "I never use this. Be prepared for anything." Pushes it, slides it back. There are clothes, like coats and cloaks and very fine royal attire, all kind of burgundy maroon. Pushes those to the side, and you emerge out of the wardrobe in Magnus's office, noon of the Queen, that you have been in this room before. The room is empty, and she hurries, "Come quickly," runs out into the hallway. "Alaya!" And as you guys all enter this corridor, you see down to your right, away from the throne room, where you had led your way from the throne room following Magnus through a corridor to his office, but that corridor continued in a different direction. In that different direction is where Kari is facing. And looking in that direction, you can see the walking form of Alaya Durket, Queen of Ostennis, speaking in conversation while walking with Gallus.
With Gallus, yeah.
Surrounded by 4 glass guard that are accompanying them. And as soon as you kind of come into this moment, Alaya turns around and says, "Kari? And our friends from Force Hollow? I see you've found yourself somehow acquainted with my dusk. Kari, what has happened? You look injured." "Pay it no mind, Your Majesty. These 4 helped me out of a unique predicament. But anyway, some fiend from Duress locked me up, posed as me, and has been letting Durastian troops infiltrate the guild for months. They're here." And at that moment, you hear a loud war horn erupt from outside. And it ends after just 4 seconds of a war horn that should have extended for a long duration of time. All of a sudden, it stops, cut short, and Alaya runs to a nearby window, pushes it open. And that's where we're going to end the session.